Hello. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Here it is night in India. So the topic of my paper was multilingualism in Delhi schools, policy, practice, and pedagogical shifts. I have done my PhD on multilingualism and diversity in the educational process of government schools in Delhi. And I have recently submitted my thesis on 1st August 2025, and my PhD Viva final voice is pending. So, uh, proceeding in my uh, so in India, the language is a foundational force which shapes India's educational system. India is home to over 1,600 languages. Wait, I should minimize this. Yeah. So, the national education policy is one of the present recent policy, which is being applicable in and implemented in most of the government schools in India. This was drafted around 2019 and being implemented from 2021. It focuses on the idea of multilingualism, and it talks about how what are the cognitive benefits of multilingual education are there in classrooms, and how it fosters inclusivity and cultural awareness. Delhi is the capital of our country, so we usually find a lot of migrations happening from different states to Delhi because of employment and job opportunities. So it has become a linguistic microcosm since a lot of migrations takes place. A lot of opportunities of jobs and schools or colleges are available here. Government schools, in my PhD thesis, I have mostly emphasized on government schools because in government schools we find diverse backgrounds of students coming into the classroom, and also the first implementation of any government policy takes place in government schools, and the private and other schools are given a choice whether they want to implement those policies in their schools or not. So, despite supportive policies, it was seen that implementation remains inconsistent in Delhi schools. My study has focused on how what is the role of multilingualism in education, and the researcher has tried to identify the challenges in the implementation in the classroom. Uh, so, uh, this urgency of multilingual equity, as this mattered, like Delhi's classrooms are intensely multilingual environments. There are various languages like Hindi, English, and students come with various regional home languages also. uh, the present educational policy NEP 2020 has promised that there should be a multilingual ethos in the classroom, and there should be a mother tongue instruction in the classroom. It should be starting from grade 1 to 5, and if it is possible and feasible, it should also be implemented in further classes till grade 8. So the present policy is NEP 2020. Initially, before that, there was some policies which talked about three language formula, in which there was three languages which were given a choice to different states in our country, where Hindi was one of the language, English was one of the language, and third was the regional or home languages. But this faced a lot of implementation complexity at state and school levels. There were debates around various states, like the South Indian states did not favor the Hindi being implemented or imposed on them. So there was not fully implemented in all over the country. Therefore, the new education policy talks about with more of flexibility now. Earlier also there was NCF 2005, which talks about the national curriculum framework. It talked about that how inclusive education in the classroom can be fostered by respecting the linguistic diversity which the students bring in the classrooms. Uh, there is a critical tension around this topic, like there is a English medium aspiration among families and communities seen in the classrooms. The families of the students, and the communities often favor that they want their students to be in their English medium schools. They want their students to be admitted in English medium schools. They don't realize the um, importance of multilingual environment. So this is also one of the challenge that has been seen by the teachers and the headmasters in the schools. Um, so the research objectives which were in my PhD were to explore how multilingualism influences classroom teaching and learning in Delhi government schools, to identify the challenges faced by teachers and students in managing multilingual classroom environments, to examining the awareness and implementation of language related policies in the context of Delhi's government schools, and to analyze classroom practices and strategies that promote or hinder multilingual education. Uh, Mm, the research questions which I actually focused in this paper was to how the teachers have interacted multilingual pedagogy in their classroom. What are the instructional strategies or adaptations they are using in the classroom? How are the students managing the different languages in the classrooms, the diversity that is present in the classroom, and what are the policy and practice gaps that is seen in the or observed in the classrooms or the schools. The basically I have used a lot many theories in order to analyze the data that I have collected from different schools. The first one was the Chomsky's Universal Grammar, where it was like focused like how students can naturally acquire multiple languages with proper exposure if they are given in the classrooms. The second one was the Vygotsky psychocultural theory, where peer and adult communication also helps. If the teacher fosters the multilingual environment, that also helps the student. And then the Cummins interdependence hypothesis, where it talks about that how strong language one can support language two and or language three acquisition for the students also. So it was relevant in Delhi schools, where home and instructional language was differing. There are lot many studies have been done in this area, internationally also and also in India. But in the present times, uh, in the schools, it was not done in India in large numbers. So I have reviewed a lot of literature for this. So this photo is from National Book Fair that is like held every year in India, which also which also sells that Indian children's literature and also international children's literature. The theme of this National Book Fair was on multilingualism, where they were talking about how celebrating mother tongue should be there, and they were in they included various states languages in the Indian children's literature. So this was for the first time seen in the National Book Fair that they have started the government policy to be implemented in one of the ways. The research method that I used in my this research was qualitative, and I have used the thematic analysis using Braun and Class framework, and the data was collected through semi-structured interviews from teachers and students, and classroom observations were done, and also document analysis of policy was done. And actually the initially the schools selected were the government schools, but the diversity of languages was not like coming out from that selected sample. So the trust run institutions and minority schools were also included, and the grades from 6 to 12 were taken in order, because in India the students are given for a choice to choose a language from grade 6, that they can opt for a third language from grade 6 till grade 1 to 5. They cannot opt for new language, but from 6 to 12 they can opt for a new language learning. So, and also I felt that the research felt that the students would be able to like answer the interview questions in a better way if they are selected around this sample. So the 10 schools were studied, and in that government, trust run, and minority institutions were included from Delhi. Teachers around 60 were interviewed, and these teachers were all language teachers, be it like Hindi teacher, English teacher, Sanskrit teacher, or Urdu teacher, or Punjabi teacher, many regional languages teachers. And the 60 students were those students who learn the third language in a subject way or in some or other way. If these students were selected from those schools. This photograph is from the first photograph is from the staff room of one of the government schools where the teachers were sitting and they were interviewed here. And the second photograph is from one of the school, which is Urdu medium school in Delhi. And this classroom was observed. The environment, the print rich environment was also observed. The classroom teaching was also observed, in which languages they communicate, they interact with teacher and within themselves also. So through the study, researcher was able to find that the teachers use translanguaging as a pedagogical tool in their classrooms. Both the teachers and students are engaging in this process, and this is helping them to mediate between the two different languages if they are bringing in the classrooms. Also, they are using code switching, where the teachers purposively switch between languages for explanations, task instructions, and for some more support and matching language choice. Sometimes the teachers were also using visual or multimodal scaffolds. There were seen bilingual word walls, but this also showed a limitation where they only used two languages in their word walls, like Hindi and English were used, and other languages or other regional languages were not recognized in the classroom that much. And this is one of the narrative from one of the teachers. Uh, the second finding that the researcher could recognize was the teacher agency within the systemic constraints. There were schools, there were some classrooms where, despite limited institutional support, teachers were demonstrating remarkable agency by adopting instructional tasks. But there were also seen systemic constraints in most of the schools. Most of the teachers reported that they severely limited professional development on focusing on multilingual pedagogy and translanguage strategies. They did not know how to cater the diverse background of the students in their classrooms. They were not having the teaching learning materials available to them in different home languages beyond Hindi and English. This was one more challenge, that the examination language norms were to that they privileged English only, and only a little bit of like small a few schools only give a choice for Hindi, but other regional languages were not given a scope for an examination. And there was a rigid timetable and syllabus pacing that leaves little room for language scaffolding. Also, there was a lack of institutional recognition or validation from multilingual teaching practices. And the finding C, in the third finding, the researcher could find how students tried to like help each other in peers. If a student was from a Punjabi background, he might help the other student who would not be knowing Punjabi by using that language in the classroom for interaction. There were some schools which were using little bit of digital tools in their classrooms, and this also helped them for their identity. Many of the students reported that their language helped them to like make or recognize their identity in their classroom. They were associated with that language in their classroom. They felt like confident about their own language in the classroom. So this were the uh, in my study, it was also seen a clear socioeconomic divide, where the government schools showed that they enroll students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, Most of them were first generation learners. In contrast, the private minority or the trust run schools or the government aided schools had higher proportion of middle and upper middle class students, and this impacted their language
Sorry, Vandana.
proficiency.
I
Okay.
apologize to stop you. I'm so sorry. We just have another presentation
Okay.
following yours. So if you just wrap up this point and just maybe perhaps share your contact information for anyone who would like to get in touch with you. So sorry.
Sure.
Thank you.
So it's okay. Yeah, thank you. So this is my, if you have any question, you can contact on this mail.